Hey everyone, Biscuit again, and in this video we're going to be ranking all the main/titular Gundams from the Mobile Suit Gundam series on a tier list. This is my first time ever doing a video like this, so let me know what you think down in the comments. And we're just going to get straight into it with the RX-78-2 Gundam. This is the OG Gundam, and I'm quite fond of it. I think the colors are a bit too much, but that's my own personal opinion. I think it deserves a very respectable C, a good middle-of-the-road mobile suit. Now, immediately getting into two of my absolute favorites, the Gundam Ground immediately gets an A tier. I love this thing. I loved seeing it in action, and that only means that the Easy 8 is an S tier. Both of these are really great mobile suits in my opinion, and yeah, I really love the series. I really love their designs. Let's move on. The Gundam Alex, while not particularly inspiring, it is really cool reading into the lore and why it was developed. In 0080, it was okay. It wasn't super interesting. At least, it might have been a little cooler if it showed up, I don't know, maybe way earlier in the series, but still has my respect. I'm giving it a C. The Gundam Thunderbolt, or the Thunderbolt Gundam, from the Thunderbolt sector. From Gundam Thunderbolt. This thing is okay. I love the excessive amount of weapons and how the base form looks like an evil RX, but it's just okay. In my opinion, a simple C. The Atlas Gundam. This thing really irks me for being UC. I understand that it's not mainline UC, but a sort of spin-off, but it still kind of irks me, and I am not a super huge fan of whatever binders it has on its side. So, I think it's gonna get a D. Now, this list does not have regular GPO1, so we're just going to rank the full Bernier version. I think this is one of the best mainline Gundam designs ever. The colors are nice. It's not as in-your-face as the regular Gundam. The design is very nice. I'm fairly confident it was designed by Hajime Katoki. Please let me know if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right on this. And this one, I feel, gets a B, only because the GPO3 gets A. I love the design, and the Debronium is just awesome. Now, as for the Gundam Mark II, it's alright. I really like the Titans version a lot more, but the AEUG is alright. It has my respect, and I feel like it deserves a very solid B. Zeta Gundam? The Zeta Gundam is alright. I think if I had seen a little bit more of the actual Zeta Gundam series, I would like it a lot more, but as it stands, I'm going to give it a very respectable C. Now the Double Zeta Gundam, I feel not so as good about. I really like the design, and all of the mechanics that it has going into it, but I feel like the transformation gimmick is a bit too much, and it feels just a bit too chunky in general. I'm still gonna give it a C, because it doesn't deserve D, but it's alright. The Moon Gundam. My opinion is mainly gonna be influenced by the high grade, so I do apologize for that. But when reading into the actual lore and mechanics of it, and the fact that it's the prototype to the Sazabi, makes it really cool. I'm giving this one a solid A. The New Gundam, I might get a little bit of hate for this. It's alright. I don't hate it, but I don't particularly love it. The asymmetrical design I really love, and it's a really great take on a classic mobile suit design, but in my personal opinion, it gets no higher than an A. The Unicorn Gundam? I'm sorry. It's been done to death in my opinion. I think Bandai needs to let it rest. I would like it a lot more if it wasn't so, how do I put this, overused. The statue is pretty cool, but I think just seeing the abundance of model kits for it absolutely everywhere really kills me and just makes me not a huge fan of it in general. Now let's talk about the Tristan. The Tristan is pretty much the Alex with a bit of an overhaul, used in Gundam Narrative, and it's alright. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. I think it gets a C. The Narrative Gundam itself. For some reason, only the Apex is on here. I don't really know why, but ranking the Apex, I think it's a really cool design for a Gundam. I think I'd like it more if we saw more refurbished up version, especially considering this is just a prototype to the new Gundam. but as it stands, I'm gonna give it a B. The C Gundam, or however you call it, the Z Gundam, I'm not entirely sure how you pronounce it. It's okay. Kind of like my opinion on the Double Zeta Gundam. It's just a bit too chunky and a bit too big. I'm not sure. It's just alright. Not my favorite. A C. The F91. The F91 is going to be difficult for me to rank because I love late UC mobile suits and I love the F91. I know a lot of people don't, and the model kits really do influence my opinion a lot. And honestly, it's really hard for me to rank this. But this is my personal opinion, so I'm going to give this an A. Only because I feel like the Crossbone Gundam gets an S. It has always been my favorite Gundam. Always and forever will be. And the Full Cloth, it's alright, it's just got too much going on. So I'm going to put it in A. The Victory Gundam, or at least the first version of it. It's alright. It has a very opaque color scheme, if that even makes sense. It's very bland. It's not bland looking. It's difficult to describe my feelings towards it. I don't hate it, but I don't necessarily love it. But I don't feel like it's as mid as C, so I'm going to give it a B. For some reason, the Victory 2 Assault Shroud, that may be what it's called. I may be mixing it up with the Dual Gundam, I'm not sure. This thing is okay. I like the Victory 2 a lot more, but as it stands, this one is okay. I'm going to give it a C. The Shining Gundam. I feel like this is the only Gundam design I truly just do not like. I don't like the head. I don't like the chest. It's just... it feels super weird to just look at and call it a Gundam. It's a cool mech, but as a Gundam, I don't love it. That leads us to putting it in F. Again, I don't hate it, but I just don't love it. And on the completely opposite end, we have the God Gundam, or the G Gundam, depending on your language of watching it. This one is an easy S tier. This has been one of my favorites for a long time. I love it to death, which makes it even more ironic that the Shining Gundam is an F tier. Wing Gundam, or Wing TV. I think it's okay. As far as wing designs go, it's my least favorite, but I don't hate it. It deserves a very nice C tier. Now, the Endless Waltz version. I'm not entirely sure which one this is supposed to be a different version or development stage of, but it's very close to the Wing Zero Custom, and I love it. So, I'm putting this one in A. Now, the Wing Zero itself. This one is just the better version of the Wing Gundam. I'll say it. It's just much cooler. The wings are way more awesome. The Zero system is cool. The shield is amazing looking. The Twin Buster Rifle. Everything about it I feel like is just awesome. But I still feel like design-wise it doesn't beat the other Wing Gundam. So it gets a B. And this is my favorite wing design of all time. I don't need to explain too much about it for you to just understand why. S tier easily. Gundam X. It's okay. It's not my favorite design. The satellite cannon is pretty cool. It goes in C. The Gundam Double X. I'm not a huge fan of it. D tier. The Turn A. Before Gundam Evolution came out, I would have put the Turn A in D or C. But after it came out, I love the Turn A. I love its design. I love all the weird details going on with it. It's a super unique Gundam. I feel like it goes in B. Now, we're diving a little bit deeper into the Gundam alternate universes. So, we're starting off with Cosmic Era, the Strike Gundam. The Strike Gundam, I feel like, is one of the best designed mobile suits ever. This is specifically the AL Strike with the AL Striker pack, but I really love it, and I really love the alternate take on an RX-78 Gundam. So this one gets an easy A tier for me. Now here's where Gundam Seed starts making me a little upset. The Freedom Gundam is just okay. They weren't super daring with this. It's not super unique, which really sucks to say. They just went with what was easiest and what they knew people would like. A black on blue color scheme with the traditional Gundam white, a double V-fin, giant wings, giant guns. It's just alright. I'm giving it a C. The strike freedom. It's definitely, if it's better than the freedom, it's better than the freedom is what I'm trying to say. I definitely feel like it's better than the freedom, but I feel like it doesn't deserve anything higher than C. But I will put it in B only because it's way better than the Freedom Gundam. I don't. I'm not a huge fan of either of them because they're not super daring. The Strike Freedom does take a little bit more of an alternate spin on it, but still not my favorite. Now let's talk about some of my all-time favorites. The Impulse Gundam, or in this case, the Force Impulse. If they were all on here, I'd give them all S tier easily. I love the Impulse with a passion. I feel like it's one of the best Gundam designs ever, really. It's unique, the colors are awesome, they're in your face, but they're not overkill. The design is amazing. I love the real grade, which is probably what influenced the majority of my opinion on this. I love it. And of course, the Destiny Gundam, I'm also going to put in S. It's amazing. I love the Heine Westenfluss custom. It's just awesome. I love it. The Astray. I'm going to get some hate for this. I think it's okay. It's not interesting, not by much. I mean, it's alright. Like, I don't hate it, but I don't love it. Same with this. I'm not entirely sure what it's supposed to be, but it's an Astray variant, so it'll go in C2. Now, this Astray, I'm pretty sure it's called the Dragon Astray. I'm not entirely sure. I do not like it. There's so much going on. I don't like the Beam V fin. It's just too much, man. I really do not like it. Stargazer Gundam. I mostly really like this thing just because I liked Stargazer as an anime, but as it stands, I think Stargazer gets a very solid B. Gundam Exia, I feel like deserves an S tier. I think it's the best Setsuno mobile suit. I love all versions of it. It's awesome. And beyond that, the 00 Razor, or just the Gundam 00, I don't really know what it's called. I'm calling it the 00 Razor. It's okay. I feel like it's got just a bit too much going on, and I'm not a super huge fan of the double V fin, weird like red jewel in its head. I'm not feeling it. I'm giving this one a C. Quanta, the only reason the Quanta will get a higher ranking than the Gundam 00 Razor is because the real grade Quanta influenced my opinion so much, especially the premium Bandai Full Saber version. I love it with a passion, so I'm going to put this one in a B. Now, all of the age stuff. It starts out okay. Regular age Gundam, I feel like, is a C. It's an okay take on the RX-78-2. It's not particularly interesting to me. I don't like the A in its chest. It's just okay. Age 2, I believe it's called. Age 2 normal. I have no clue what it's called. I don't know anything about Gundam Age. I feel like it gets an A. I really like the weird wings or swords or whatever it is on its shoulders. I've been looking at getting the high grade for a while. It's just the Gundam Age, but better. I don't know what this thing is, but it's too much. C tier. This one, I feel like, is just outright disrespectful. I hate the green that's going on with it. D tier. Alright, this thing. I completely forgot what it's called. That's just how unmemorable G-Reco is as a series. But as it stands, it's okay. I'm gonna give it a C. Gundam Barbatos, fourth form, because that's the only form that's on here, gets an A. I really, really love it. Lupus is my least favorite design of Barbatos, but I'm still gonna put it in B because I still really, really love it. And finally, Barbatos Lupus Rex gets an A as well. And that's my opinion on every single Gundam, at least the ones that are in this tier list. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and if you have any opinions, feel free to disagree with me. Just keep the comment section civil, please. And that'll be all for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to make this for yourself, I will leave the link to this in the description. And yeah, that's about it. My name's Ben Biscuit, and I'll see you later.